Hello, everyone, whether it's morning, afternoon, or evening in your part of the world, welcome to Neptune Panel Discussion. We're thrilled to have you here for today's conversation on how to develop long-term LCL partnerships to establish a regular service. My name is Don Puno.
Hi, everyone, and I'm Joanna. It's fantastic to see so many of you here with us today. But before we dive in, let's set the stage with a quick poll. So we'd love to know, how are you feeling right now? Check out the options on your screen and let us know. Are you super excited and ready to dive in? Curious to hear the insights? Wishing I had a coffee to keep up? Or listening comfortably with a snack and a blanket?
That's right. And while you're at it, drop the country where you're joining us from today in the chat box, and let's see how global today's session really is. So let's take a look. Where are you joining us from all today? I know I'm joining you guys from Bangkok. Normally I'm in Manila, but I'm here for some conferences as well. Joanna, where are you joining us from?
I'm joining from Macau, China.
Macau, China. Okay, we have some people from Sri Lanka today.
Egypt, very nice.
And we have Michael based in the sunny UK, which is, I think, not the usual. We have some people from
Australia, France, Ireland.
Bangladesh, Qatar, Turkey, the Netherlands, New Zealand, India, Malaysia. Wow, they're all different.
Saudi Arabia, South
There we go.
Africa. All
Dubai.
right, the results from our poll have also come in, so we've got quite a lot of you curious to hear the insights. So that's very good because we have a lot coming up in our upcoming panel discussion today. All right, so for anyone new to RW Solutions, we're based in Hong Kong, and we're all about fostering meaningful connections across 11 freight forwarding networks with over 2,200 members in 140 countries, including Neptune Cargo Network, and we aim to bring together like-minded professionals for impactful business exchanges.
Alrighty then. So let's kick things off with a group photo, everyone. So when you see the prompt on your screen asking for permission to take your photo, just make sure to click allow and turn on those cameras. And let's show our international profiles for everyone to see. We'll take a few pictures because I think we're quite a few today. So let's take that picture in 3, 2, 1. All right, in case you're on the next page, let's do that again. 3, 2, and 1. And lastly, for the third page, if you're on the third page. 3, 2, and 1. All right. Good job, everybody. Now let's open the floor to each and every one of you, if we can. Share a fun fact about yourself or tell us what excites you about today's discussion and how we can get to know you a little bit better. So we're going to do our community open mic now. So let's go around the room and let's start a few conversations. Who should we start with, Joanna?
Okay, I'm going to call on Gillian Hunter. Hi, Gillian. If you can just unmute yourself really quick.
Hello, how are you?
Good, now we can hear you.
Hi, I'm Gillian. I'm from TCB in Ireland. I have been in transport and logistics for 25 years, and I'm really interested to hear all the insights on today's discussion.
All right. Do you have a fun fact about yourself that you could tell us?
Fun fact. Not that I can think of. I'm quite bored. All I do is work. I like to read. I like to spend time with my family, and I have lots of animals that I take care of in my spare time. So I've got 3 cats, 2 dogs, and a snake.
Oh wow, that's interesting.
Wow.
A snake. Wow.
Yes.
All right. Very cool. I would love to have a snake, but I'm too scared. Okay, and Dawn, who should we call on next?
Sure, let's call on 𝐹𝐶𝐶. Hi, Nep. Can you unmute your microphone? Thank you.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Nep from Philippines. We're new here in Neptune, so hopefully to see you in Turkey. Looking forward to see you guys
Oh,
on
all
meeting.
right. And what about a fun fact about you, Nep?
I'm just a plain housewife after this office, so I direct go to the house to take care of my kids.
Okay, how
Same.
many kids do you have?
Yeah, I'm two, all boys.
Two boys. Okay. Awesome. Well, great. Thanks for taking the time out to join us today. All right, who do we call next?
Okay, I want to call on Omar from Egypt.
Yeah, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Omar from Egypt. I'm a very recent member to the Neptune network. I just joined last week, I think it was. So hopefully might be the newest person to the network. And excited to see you all in Turkey for those who are joining. Fun fact about myself, I'm an avid traveler. I like to travel a lot. I've visited over 50 countries so far and keep adding to the bucket list.
Wow, that is a fun fact. You're in the perfect industry for that then, I must say. And welcome to the Neptune community.
Thank you.
All right, Don, who should we call on next?
Let's call on Julie Yang. Hi, Julie.
Hello, everybody.
Hello, where are you joining us from, Julie?
Actually, it's the first time we joined the Neptune, and we already paid last 2 weeks ago.
Oh, okay. 2 weeks
Yeah.
ago, another new member. That's great. Well, I'm glad to see our network is growing.
Still, maybe have the application. I did not get the final confirmation from your side, but I have sent a mail to them and sent some the related document to them. So just waiting. And
I'm sure it's just the formality. I'm sure you're going to be joining us really soon, Julie. What country and company are you representing?
Our company name is 𝐍𝐞𝐻 Sunrise International. And I remember I visited journal last Wi-Fi meeting. Do you remember? Yeah. Yeah. So it's very pleasure we talk again and come to our Neptune family. And I want to develop our business and cooperate with Neptune and seems to have the conference in Turkey, right?
That's right. All right,
Yeah.
Julie, any fun little tidbit or fact, any hobbies perhaps?
I for the traveling with my two kids. Yeah.
Okay, great. That's a common thread, it seems. All right, thank you so much, Julie, for joining us today. Joanna, let's call on someone else.
All right, let's call on one more person. Let's call on Yasmin Hasbulat. Hi, Yasmin.
Hi. The internet is very bad for now. I will try to reconnect my headphone.
Okay.
Hold on.
We do hear you.
Yeah, can hear you just fine for now.
Okay, I'm from Turkey, and the company name is Arkas Logistics. I am a LCL export team leader. I'm working for operation department and very busy. And if you are asking for my fun facts, right? Actually, outside of work, I enjoy to spend a time with my son, and I have one boy, and Something like this. I have some hobbies, but these on this period, I have no time for this.
Oh,
Yeah, that's it.
well,
I
I
only
guess
spend the time what I have with my son for now.
That's time well spent.
absolutely.
Mhm.
All right, thank you so much, everyone. It's been really nice to learn a little bit more about you all, and we want to keep this energy going as we move forward into our panel discussion. But before we dive into today's panel discussion on the topic of how to develop long-term partnerships to establish a regular service, let's take a moment to share a quick preview for anyone who hasn't seen it yet. So let's roll that video.
Looking to scale your LCL operations through trusted long-term partnerships? Join our first panel discussion, hosted by Neptune Cargo Network. Featuring consolidators and LCL forwarders from all over the world, free virtual industry panel discussion. Unlock the secrets on how to develop long-term LCL partnerships to establish a regular service. April 30th, 2025, 4 p.m. Hong Kong time, live on Zoom. Open to all consolidators and LCL forwarders worldwide. This insightful session will address the following questions. 1. What are the key factors you consider when establishing a regular service with an LCL partner? 2. How do you find the right and fair way to price your LCL service to compete with the market? 3. Do you work with multiple partners per destination or exclusively with one partner? Why? 4. How can LCL partners help each other grow? Please share your business development strategies. Meet our panelists. Michael Fitzpatrick, CEO, 𝐸Xpress Limited. Preston Pillay, Business Development Manager, WSC Logistics South Africa. Mike Dreyer, Manager Business Development and Sales, 𝐶𝐤𝐿 BV. Najib Kalapadan, Managing Director, EFS Logistics Company Ltd. Matthew Young, Group Commercial Manager, 𝐂𝐤𝐿 Global Logistics NZ Limited. Gain valuable insights from industry experts as they will share expert strategies for building trust, aligning goals, and maintaining consistent, reliable LCL services. Register now.
All right, and that's just a sneak peek of what's in store, so stay tuned for an engaging discussion on developing long-term partnership to establish a regular service.
That's right. And now let's turn the spotlight on our fantastic panelists. We're excited to introduce you to these industry leaders who will help guide today's conversation. And first, we have Michael Fitzpatrick, CEO of 𝐸Xpress from the United Kingdom. Preston Pillay, Business Development Manager of WSC Logistics from South Africa. We also have Mike Dreyer, Manager of Business Development and Sales of 𝐸𝐿 BV from the Netherlands. Najib Kalapadan, the Managing Director of EFS Logistics Company from Saudi Arabia. And we also have Matthew Young, the Group Commercial Manager of 𝐂𝐤𝐿 Global Logistics NZ from New Zealand. Thank you all so much for being here today.
All right, so let's get started with the discussion. So today's discussion is all about how to develop long-term LCL partnerships to establish a regular service. And we've got a great lineup of questions ready to spark some interesting insights. So to get the best experience, we recommend switching to the side-by-side speaker view. So we've prepared 5 questions, so let's start things off. Question number 1, could you give us a short introduction about your company and fun facts about yourself? So we can start right at the top. Michael Fitzpatrick.
Hello, everyone. 𝐸Xpress, we're a privately owned forwarder here in the UK, established 1986, so coming up to 40 years in business, which is quite unusual in many respects anyhow. We're headquartered in Yorkshire. We have 6 offices and 2 warehouses here in the UK, employing 150 team members. The warehousing is 114,000 square foot, and that's where we do all our export consoles from, which is, again, not unique, but it is quite unusual. Even the big consolidators, 𝐍𝐞𝐁, Vanguard, don't consolidate in their own warehouses, so we have control of everything that we do. Fun fact is, I don't know if it's fun or not, but I joined the company when I was 19, and I worked my way through the company from bottom to the top to become branch manager, shareholder, and eventually, about 4 years ago, I bought the founder out of the company to become 100% shareholder and the CEO of the company. And now we stand at, say, 150 members with 80 million turnover.
All right, thank you, Michael. Let's move on to Preston.
Hi, everyone. So WSC Logistics is a mutual consolidator in South Africa. We specialize in LCL consolidations. We have been established for more than 20 years. Our head office is based in Mauritius, and we have offices in Africa. Excuse me. We offer a gateway into Africa. And yeah, we're just excited to be a part of this network. And yeah.
All right, great. Thank you, Preston. Let's move on to Mike.
Oh, let's just, yes.
Good morning, everybody, or good afternoon, or good evening, in whichever time zone you are located. My name is Mike Dreyer. I'm the Manager Business Development and Sales for 𝐂𝐨𝐬𝐭𝐮𝐧𝐞 Rotterdam. We are a 91-year-old company, historically very small forwarding company, until the mid-70s or the late 70s, when we started to focus on the consolidation business. Today, I would say 75–80% of our activity is consolidation. We offer about 65 to 70 export trade lanes and 70–75 import trade lanes to and from worldwide into Rotterdam or Antwerp. Apart from global consolidation, we also offer LCL services, air freight, and custom brokerage. And last but not least, recently we have decided to take in our own hands the CFS operation for the consolidation business, which gives us a facility of 14,500 square meters, including 2,500 square meters to handle DG cargoes. That's enough of an introduction maybe for our company. Small fun fact you wanted to hear. Maybe one of the small fun fact more about the company is that the company name is 𝐂𝐸 & Zonen, which translates as Cleve & Sons. As a matter of fact, the previous owner, who unfortunately passed away a few years ago, was succeeded by 2 ladies. So it's actually 2 ladies who are running the show in 𝐂𝐸 & Zonen Rotterdam, together with the management, of course. Thank you.
Awesome. All right. More power to you guys, regardless of gender, I suppose.
Sure,
all right, let's move on to the next person. Let's go to Najib.
Hi, good morning all, or good afternoon. My name is Najib Kalapadan. I'm representing EFS Logistics in Saudi Arabia. We established since last 30 years from 1996, and next year will be our 30 years of anniversary. And myself, 46 years in this industry and all in Saudi Arabia. We do have 3 gate offices. Jeddah is our head office, and we have branches in Dammam and Riyadh. Import and export consolidation is one of our specialization, although our import traffic is much more than the exports, because being an importing country. We do have our CFS warehouses in Jeddah and Dammam. Also, we operate a bonded trucking between our warehouses in Jeddah and Dammam, and there will be under discussion a new warehouse in Riyadh dry port as well. And the fun factor, I can say, still after 46 years, I love logistics. And I am trying to become more and more busy in my daily work. I have 5 children and 6 grandchildren. And myself always busy with my logistics activities. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Najib. It sounds like a happy work-life balance for you, having all those children, grandchildren, and also being very satisfied with your work. I wish the same for every single person here as well. All right, let's go to Matthew Young.
Good evening, everybody, or good morning. So I'm Matt, or prefer to be called Matt Young, from New Zealand, but I'm no Kiwi. I'm actually an Aussie living in New Zealand. From 𝐶𝐤𝐿 Global Logistics, we were born in 1989, just from two people. Richard Lamport and his brother Greg has grown over the years to about 100 people across 4 countries. So we are in Sydney, Melbourne, and Brisbane, Auckland here, 2 offices in Fiji, and the most recent office to open is in PNG. I guess the birth of the business was consolidation into the Pacific Islands from Australia and later New Zealand. And a long time ago learned that Australia and New Zealand was one of the leading gateways into the Pacific. So we've reached out over the ensuing years to reach the global supply points that want to get into the Pacific or into Australia and New Zealand or Fiji, or where our offices are based. So primarily it is LCL consolidation that we do, but we also do air freight, FCL, customs clearance, also all border control services. And we're about 50% of import and export. A fun fact about me would be that I write and record music when I'm not doing freight forwarding. That keeps me very busy, and when I'm not doing that, I'm chasing my grandkids and my adult kids around the place and catching up with them. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Matt. All right, Joanna, why don't you go ahead and take the next round of questions for us?
All right, so for our second question, what are the key factors you consider when establishing a regular service with an LCL partner? And we'll let Michael take the lead on that one as well.
Okay, so key factors when considering a new partner. But first of all, we quite often get inquiries on the export console from agents throughout the world wanting us to open up direct consoles to, say, Chennai, with a promise of nominations, but we always ask for a minimum of 15 cube. We'll aggressively sell for a prepaid to top up any service, but I think it's unrealistic sometimes when people ask us to run a console and they're only contributing, say, 5 CBM and expecting us to open the box and take a big loss on it. We're open to running containers at a loss because we understand that if we want to build services, there has to be a certain amount of time that we allow for that. But we want to see aggressive marketing both sides to establish services and make sure that they're profitable, I'd say, after a year for sure. So that's one of the key things that we look to when we're looking for new LCL partners. Same for imports. We're open to share losses with partners while we develop new services as well to make sure we can build on the volume that we can offer.
All right. And how about for you, Preston?
Some of the key factors will be based on your sailing frequencies, your transit times, based on network coverage as well, the availability of service, trade lanes that our origin agents offer. I think these are important factors when we're looking at the key factors. How quickly do the agents respond to us with regards to the bookings that we have, with regards to collections of cargo, also the proactiveness with the updates that we are receiving from the origin agents or the partners that we are dealing with. And is there like a specific person or handling the account for those particular trade lanes? That plays, I think, a vital role with regards to service.
Okay, thank you. And let's hear from Mike.
When it is about starting a new service, decision to open a new service or not, of course, largely depends on what is the market demand. What is your own expectation of volume that you can bring in on a frequent basis? And yeah, that's the same question for the partner you aim to work with. What can they bring in from the other side? So it has to be a joint effort, like Michael said earlier on. We're expecting a certain aggression from both sides, and we're also willing to take a loss in order to get the service started. What you don't want is that volumes are too small and cargo keeps rolling a couple of times, or you need to co-load to third parties, which usually leads to less control and potentially higher expenses for your customers, which you want to avoid at any time. So the key factors will be what regular volume can we attract ourselves, what is the expectation from the partner, and in the end, our aim is to have a long-term partnership. So it needs to be a long-term successful service together. So we hope potential partners look at us from a similar perspective. That's why it is good to talk to likewise minded people within the Neptune network.
All right, and let's hear as well from Najib.
Yes, when I can say about this, first and foremost, it should be a network partner, our own network partner. And then reliability, trustworthy in general. A prompt account settlement is the main concern. Of course, sales and nomination support with a give and take policy. Flexibility, I can say. Then excellent communication is very important in our industry. Proper infrastructure like a CFS warehouse, bonded facilities. Then, of course, some value-added services, including but not limited to remote area deliveries, this and that. Thank you.
Thank you. And how about Matt? Oh, we don't hear you yet. Maybe just unmute the mic.
Sure. Thank you for that. Yeah, when I read this question, it was really interesting to me because we have some very clear thinking about this. So we're looking for genuine parties who want to invest with us, so equal appetite for investment. Very important they have similar values to our business. People that value transparency. We think transparency in the modern era is important. Someone who wants to commit to a schedule. Who values loyalty, long term, and where possible, where they will invest in consignee sales visits if they're the origin country. They would, we want them to have solid infrastructure in country, and we're really interested in, we've all seen the shift in technology in recent times. So we like partners who want to embrace technology and AI as an accelerator. So we live in this world of a million emails. We all suffer from it, and there's many ways to actually cut down on a lot of that stuff through technology. And lastly, it would be people that have or partners that have a similar appetite for risk. That's it.
All right, thank you so much. Those are some very insightful and valuable answers. So Don, what is our third question today?
Yeah, our third question is, how do you find the right and fair way to price your LCL service to compete with the market? So let's start right at the top once again with Michael.
Yeah, fair pricing. I think it's a good point. I think obviously we've been in consolidation for 30 years. The biggest market is still for everyone, China, I'm sure. So it all started about how much rebate we're going to give. We give them $20. They switch because someone's going to give them 25. They switch because we go up to 30. And it was really a bit of a dogfight, and people were switching agents every year. So where we want to work with our partners is we normally give them a net rate, and it's trying to find people who are open to do that and not look when things do go wrong in consolidation, which of course they do, we don't want to be screwed over in those times, and we don't want to do the same to our partners. So we try to work on a fair basis where we compete. For example, our console box, we do everything at cost, and then we all the arrivals are split between their prepaid and our collect, so they don't make profit off our business, we don't make profit off their business. And if there's storage, then we do profit shares. So I think it's establishing that trust right at the beginning and make sure it's the same both ends. You know, we have to make profit, and we want our partners to make profit, because otherwise none of us are going to be interested in it. So it's about getting that structure right, that we can so we can both be competitive, because if we're trying to overinflate the rate, well, none of our partners are going to then win the routing orders. So yeah, it's been playing it fair.
All right, thanks for sharing that, Michael. How about Preston?
So with regards to finding the fair pricing, the markets are always volatile. If the freight rates are increasing, it's dropping sometimes, and you have customers that are always asking for the best prices, very price sensitive. So we've got to go back to speak to our origin agents or our partners to try and see how we can provide competitive pricing, to our clients. At the end of the day, we don't want to lose our clients. It's about pricing, but it's also about service at the end of the day. And I think that plays a vital role. But it boils down with the costing. We've got to make sure that we try and find a way of how we can work around to provide a good pricing to our customers. And yeah, that's about it.
Okay, thanks so much, Preston. Mike.
Yes, well, the question was, how do you find the right and fair way to price your LCL service to compete in the market? I think there is not just one concept that works. It could depend on the trade lane, maybe. And the question holds a part of the answer, actually, to compete with the market. One needs to be competitive all the way. It's not only about the ocean freight, but even for a neutral consolidator, as is what we are, our customers, predominantly the freight forwarders, they expect us to be competitive in the port of loading, in the ocean freight, and in the port of destination with the destination local charges. So a lot of this depends also on the best intentions of your partner. You should be like-minded. And luckily, the choice of LCL carrier for the freight forwarders does not always depend on price only. Other elements are of importance as well, like the systems, connectivity, frequency of the service, obviously, transit time that you're offering, and also the personal contacts. So we still believe that a good personal contact with the customer is of importance as well. It's an overall service. And like other speakers said as well, every company needs to look at their outlays. In the end of the day, it has to be a profitable service, because you need to make money in order to pay for your organization, and also to make future investments. And that leads to a certain price. In the end, we also look at what is being offered by others in the market, but not with the target to always be the cheapest one. We just want to be market level. Rotterdam, traditionally being a central distribution point, needs to look at her local and her regional market. You can imagine that within interior Europe, companies, forwarders, they have the choice to either use Rotterdam as a gateway, or Hamburg, or Antwerp, or even Barcelona, or even Koper. So we do not only need to look at what is the market in Rotterdam doing, but more from a European perspective, what are the rates in the European markets. That's it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mike. All right, Najib, what's your perspective on this?
Yes. See, we focus always value-based pricing, highlighting service quality, not just the price. In principle, we are against lowering the freight by collecting a major portion from destination, which will make a price war only and definitely unethical. With our transparent structures and value-added service help us to be competitive without compromising the quality and the sustainability. That's it, yeah.
All right, thank you, Najib. And finally, Matt.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, look, there's an old saying that service is remembered long after price is forgotten. I think everyone would have heard of that saying. So service is what you're remembered for, never the price. Having said that, we're in a very competitive global market. Wherever we're from, we all suffer from that. We've noticed a trend towards, and one that we support, is where there's a cost share agreement with agents who want to do consolidation, rather than a rebate structure where possible. It's not always possible. So we find this way that both sides understand exactly what the net cost is from end to end, and you're in the best position for strategic pricing to help each other get opportunities over the line. So we're finding more of that is coming. Those opportunities are coming our way to do that. So it's food for thought for everybody here, I think. Thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing, everyone, on that question. Joanna, what's our next question?
All right, this brings us to our fourth question, which is, do you work with multiple partners per destination or exclusively with one partner, and why? All right, we'll take it again from the top. Michael?
Yeah, that really depends on the market, I think. For New Zealand, where we work with one agent who predominantly in the South Island, so we have quite a dominance there for Littleton, and it's quite a small market. Whereas for China, obviously we're working with different partners, because unfortunately consolidation is one part of business, but like all of us, we're all probably doing air freight and FCL, and it would be unusual to find a partner who is strong in every sector. It's frustrating for us as a business, because sometimes we're telling our LCL customers are the agents this, and the air freight the agents this, and the FCL the agents that. I suppose that's one thing the multinationals have above us, but it also, on the other flip side, it gives us a flexibility to work with better partners. Multinationals, people like 𝐋𝐂𝐋, or Schenker's, DB Schenker, they all have offices here in the UK, all supporting our service from their overseas offices. We're getting routings every week off 𝐋𝐂𝐋, Saudi, Dubai, DB Schenker, Germany, asking us to do customs. So we're open to work with multiple partners, and I think you have to. If you're smaller in the market, the more likely you work with one. But yeah, multiple for us.
Thank you. And how about Preston?
Okay, so we work with multiple partners. South Africa is a very big market. We have a very big market in South Africa, and I think it's good when you have to work with partners that that are exclusive to us, because we look to them, we create that trust with them, and we build that relationship with them. So it's good to have partners, because for specific trade lanes, for example, they will be able to build up the consolidations. And because we offer a gateway into Africa, South Africa, Durban has one of the biggest ports in Africa. And from Durban, you can go to the various inland destinations, different countries, cross-border destinations within South Africa. So having an exclusive partner, I believe multiple partners is quite good, and can help us to build more on our consolidations, increase in volume as well. Yeah.
All right. And Mike?
Yeah, well, our common concept, I would like to say, is to work with one partner per port, or one partner per country, even taking into account there's also a good number of countries where there's multiple ports. This is very clear and transparent for customers at both sides. When the forwarder knows that his cargo was shipped with company ABC in the port of loading, many times he automatically knows, well, then it's this and this company in the port of discharge. However, in some China and Indian ports, we may work with multiple partners, which is not necessarily our own strategic decision, but things have been grown historically in that way. And most of the time, this has to do with a few factors. When these markets, India, China, opened some 25 years ago, the main consolidators in these markets chose themselves to work with multiple partners in the port of destination, and that includes the European ports. For a different reason, they may work with one partner for a better rebate, work with another partner for the better transshipment options, and maybe work with a third partner for return cargoes or contribution in their export box with nomination cargoes. And this is how definitely in the first 10, 15 years, the import markets from China and India developed. Under ideal circumstances, the business contribution by both partners would be on a 50-50 basis, would be equal. However, on the inbound and outbound trade lanes to and from many of these countries, by far the biggest share of the overall volume is controlled by the European partner. In such case, it may also make sense to spread your own interest. Then in the end of the day, it also takes two to tango. Whereas you may be keen to work with a preferred partner on an exclusive basis, this company may already have somebody. He may not be ready at that point of time to do the same, to work on an exclusive basis. And in some cases, you may accept to work or to start off on a non-exclusive basis temporarily. And to your own surprise, it may happen that while you're working on a non-exclusive basis, after some time it appears that actually that's pretty good as well. But the desire will always be to work on exclusive basis when I'm speaking on behalf of 𝐶𝐤𝐿.
All right, thank you. And let's hear from Najib as well.
Yes, our first preference is always to limit one partner per port. But the exclusivity ensures better coordination and service quality. However, sometimes on the market situation, we have to compromise depending on the nomination support, as well as the flexibility and many other factors. So during this time of the circumstances, we will have to be a little bit flexible on exclusivity, and sometimes we have to compromise. Thank you.
All right, and Matt?
Yeah, look, in terms of consolidation directly, we do seek exclusivity. So, we just want to work with one partner, and primarily where we do consolidation, we work with one partner. However, in terms of sort of wider origin and destination services, we may seek retail-focused or specialty agents to help us out in those services. But then we will move the cargo back in with the consolidator. So it's a win-win for everybody there. Then you've got air freight, you've got loose LCL cargo from other countries, you've got all sorts FCL loads. So we try and work with just one or two partners per country. So I'm talking now about areas where we don't necessarily consolidate. We try and work with this forum here, with the Neptune forum, pretty exclusively where possible, except for some historic relationships. And we try and limit it to one or two. So, you do need to have a choice in that way. But we've worked very hard at 𝐶𝐤𝐿 over the last 3 years to actually tidy up the agency list and have a nice tangible group of people that we trust all over the world, and keeping that to sort of one or two in each place. Thank you.
All right, thank you all very much. All very well said. And we do have one final question for you, Don.
Yeah, finally, how can LCL partners help each other grow? And please share your business development strategies. if you are at liberty to. Let's start with the top with Michael.
Okay, so a couple of things, a couple of the panel speakers have said earlier on about competitive pricing and service. I think forwarding, we have to get away from stop trying to be the cheapest. We're not helping anyone. We don't have a product, I'd say. We're not Sony, we're not Ferrari, we're not Apple. We don't have a product. The only product we have is the service we deliver by the people that we employ. If you go into a supermarket on a Friday night, you don't go in asking for the cheapest bottle of wine. Well, hopefully not, because you won't enjoy the experience and you won't buy again. You know, when we're trying to win new business, of course we have to be competitive because they're going to want us to beat the price to win. But for our existing and current customers, I'll be really disappointed if they move because someone undercut us, unless it's by a significant amount. You know, we have to back ourselves on the service that we deliver. And as long as we're market competitive, and even I want to be slightly above market with our existing customers, but deliver such a high quality service that they won't want to move. So as far as like a business and how we can help each other grow, I think the market's changing. I think we're seeing a massive shift from FOB, CFR shipments to door. And I think that will only increase more and more. So it's helping each other, making sure that we're able to instantly price for cargo. So we offer our partners door delivery tariffs here in the UK. So we don't want them to ask us to bombard us with 20 quotes every morning. We'll just give them a competitive tariff and say, work the rate yourself out and quote your customers so they can respond quicker to their clients' requests. And obviously, if there's something awkward or special, okay, yeah, we'll still look at it, or volume. So I think that's how we need to help to make sure that we can help each other price on a door-to-door basis and make sure that we're both delivering the service with our partners and treat our partners as if they're customers. We see a lot of failings of some of the big brands I mentioned earlier who support us because their UK offices don't respect their partners as a customer. So they deal with the customer first and the partner request second. We want to do it on a par.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Preston, what are your thoughts?
The WSC is very commercially driven. We believe in supporting, each other, and we also do joint sales call. These are one of the strategies that we use where we promote each other's brand with our partners. So we get our partners to join us and we do these joint sales calls within South Africa. So when you meet with your customers, they have that kind of assurance knowing that we are liaising with, with partners that have a reliable foundation, they're established, they have their own facilities. I think in that way, the customers feel very interested, and we show this kind of value to our customers by promoting these kinds of services. The ways of growing together is also, you can do it via social media and many other avenues. But this is something that really helps us and grows the business.
All right. Thank you, Preston. Let's go to Mike.
Yes, how can LCL partners help each other to grow? First of all, you need to provide each other the right rates and terms and conditions to help the partner to be competitive, as we mentioned earlier. Not necessarily to be the cheapest, but to be market level. We need to share sales information about customers we served in the past and maybe no longer have, and also prospects which we can see having substantial business on the particular trade lane. In certain markets, joint sales efforts, like Preston mentioned, definitely is important. As it happens, as we speak, there's 2 colleagues who are in the United States at the moment, together with our partners, visiting a lot of customers. We've done it in South Africa as well, in Durban, in Dubai we have been, in Lebanon we have been doing that, and other places as well. So that's definitely something that we keep repeating. Generally spoken, it is very important to maintain in close contact with your partners on various levels, not only management levels, but also middle management and sales levels for sure. Moreover, it is recommendable to be open for other activities than just consolidation with your partner, if your partner is into other businesses as well. And for that reason, I mentioned earlier, we are also offering FCL services. We're doing air freight, custom brokerage. Apart from consolidation by ocean, we also do rail consolidation from China into Europe. So it's a total package that you're offering. And that includes the warehousing, which I mentioned earlier as well, is what we started recently. Some of our partners are Neptune members themselves, for which the annual Neptune conference are welcome opportunities, of course, to see each other and to keep in contact with your friends and to make new friends again. For this reason, we're also looking forward to June, to Istanbul, to see many of us again. And 𝐂𝐸𝐭𝐮𝐬𝐽 will be there with 3 people. Thank you.
Thank you, Mike. Looking forward to seeing you there as well. All right. So, Najib, any advice that you can give?
Yes, first of all, of course, nomination supports, and then sharing sales lead each other. Also, excellent communication. When I talk in the perspective of inbound traffic, we support our LCL partners with a free handling concept and giving free hand to decide and control their destination collection by themselves, which is 100% refundable. We limit ourselves net cost of operation only. In addition, we also provide them a subsidized bonded truck transferring services between our gateway port in Jeddah and Dammam. And as part of business strategy, we attend the conference on a regular basis, and my advice to all our members to be attend and make the relationship and trust more bold, which will help each other. Thank you.
Thank you, Najib. Okay, and finally, Matt, what advice can you give us?
Okay. Yeah, for us, it's always about equal investment, so equal interest in creating the LCL consolidation. We have to be on the same page. It's really important to us, and I think it should be important to everybody that you're on the same page. We like investment in advertising, particularly in the digital space. At 𝐂𝐿GN across our 4 regions, we've invested heavily in the last 2 or 3 years, in particular on digital marketing and digital design. And we like partners that will be interested in doing that, because when it comes to a partnership, you need to get a dual brand concept out there, and the market needs to know who you are and what the service is that you're doing. And that's very powerful in digital media to be able to do that. And where possible, a shared investment in commercial resourcing. And so by that, I just mean that you've got a similar amount of troops on the ground, or however you do your commercial attraction of business, so that we're both growing it and not just one side growing it. It's just the best strategy to have. Once you get that going and you get that buoyancy in the water with that, it leads to other opportunities. You'll end up with leads. We love leads from partners. It's almost like sales leads is a dying breed in some ways. So it's really important if we can pollinate that type of thing with our partners. And it's been mentioned a couple of times, and also from me earlier, but consignee selling trips are so helpful to build up, relationships at supply point and destination or paying point. So those things have worked through the test of time for me. I've been in it for more years than I can count now, and the basic strategy of those sort of sales concepts, I think, has just about never changed, except for the digital marketing, all that, because that didn't exist sort of 25 years ago. So that's it from me. Thank you very much.
All right, great. Thank you, Matt.
Thank you, everyone. What a fantastic discussion. Thank you so much to our panelists, Michael, Preston, Mike, Najib, and Matthew, for sharing your insights. We've learned so much today.
Absolutely. And a huge thank you for your time and your expertise. And of course, thanks to everyone else for tuning in and being part of the conversation. But before we close, we've got some exciting highlights we'd love to share with you. All right, so Neptune Cargo Network is the first and largest global alliance of consolidators and LCL forwarders. And as a leading network in sea freight consolidation, Neptune is dedicated to connecting independent consolidators through a non-exclusive collaborative platform. Today, the network is home to 340 plus consolidators and LCL forwarders across 70 plus countries, and we're still growing.
That's right. And we're thrilled to announce that registration for the Neptune 7th Annual Partnership Meeting is officially sold out, with over 400 consolidators and LCL forwarders from across the globe will come together to meet face-to-face, strengthen partnerships, and grow their business networks from June 10th to the 13th, 2025 at the Swiss Hotel the Bosphorus, Istanbul. So a huge thank you to everyone who registered, and we can't wait to see you in Istanbul.
And we will also be at these upcoming global exhibitions to represent our members and community. We have the Transport Logistic in Munich, Germany, so please visit our booth at Hall B2, stand number 221. We'll also be at the Freight Summit in Istanbul, Turkey, the 20th World International Freight Forwarding Alliance, or the WIFA, in Ningbo, China, and India International Cargo Show in Mumbai, India. These events aren't just your typical conferences, they're opportunities to forge new business partnerships, strengthen your network, and stay ahead in the industry. So make sure to mark your calendars and save those dates. So that's pretty much it, guys, but feel free to contact our Neptune team to proceed with your membership application, or if you have any further questions. However, before we officially wrap up for today, let's shake things up a little bit. It's time to test your attention and see if we can't have some fun as well. We're playing Kahoot. All right, so Kahoot, who's played Kahoot here before? Raise your hand if you have. If you haven't, don't worry. It's really easy. And what's at stake? The winner will receive a premium airport pickup in Istanbul.
Ooh, so here's how to join. A request to join the Kahoot app will pop up in the upper right corner of your screen. So just click open and enter your name. Once you're in, get ready for some really fun questions. Okay, it's game time and let's do this. By the way, if the pop-up doesn't appear, you can also check in the chat box. It will appear there as well.
That is right. So just keep an eye out for that chat box. And try to remember everything we talked about today, maybe a few details about our speakers that will all come in handy and increase your chances of winning that premium airport pickup. And who doesn't like to arrive in style, right?
Exactly. This is just to test your attention today. All right, have we got the link yet? Did you receive it yet, Dawn?
I see it's about to start up. Here we go. There it is.
All right.
So we'll give everybody about maybe half a minute or so, maybe a minute or so to try to log into this right now. Everyone is eligible except for us, right, Joanna? It wouldn't quite be fair since we already have the answers right in front of us. So
Yes, that is true. That is true.
yes, wouldn't be quite.
We'll play along though. It's
That's
fun.
right.
It's always fun.
Okay, we'll give it another few seconds. Let's start a countdown maybe from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5,
4,
3, 2, 1. All right, let's go ahead and start this. Okay, so before we kick things off into high gear, we'll start with the first question, which is, how are you feeling today? Drop a pin on the face that best matches your mood, or just matches you if it just happens to be you as well in the picture. All right. Are you Happy today? Excited? Determined to win that premium airport pickup? Are you ready for action or energetic or just curious? What's your state of mind? All right, looks like we have basically all of that.
The full spectrum of
The
emotion.
whole spectrum, representatives from the whole spectrum. All right, real question time. Our panel speaker, Mike Dreyer, is from the Netherlands. So which company does he represent? Mike, I know I think I saw your name there. You should be able to get this one. Steve and Zonin. Okay. Mike only got fourth? What year was Neptune Cargo Network founded?
That's a good one.
Keep in mind that the speed of your answers does affect your score, so the quicker the right answer, the better.
That's right.
"2016 is our answer.
Oh, Sam is in the lead at the moment.
In which country is Michael Fitzpatrick, the CEO of Uni Express Limited, based? Which country? Clearly a European country. That's the choices. Yep, that's right. Most of you got it correct. The UK.
Oh, Sam is still in the lead.
Who is our panel speaker who represents WSC Logistics South Africa? Question marks on his face, covering his face. Who is it? It's, of course, Preston.
Yes, that is right.
Do we have a change of lead? No, but it's getting close. How many consolidators and LCL forwarders are part of the Neptune Cargo Network across 70 plus countries? This is potentially a tricky question. Maybe you can count all of those individual people in the picture and give a guess, perhaps.
Does seem a lot. It seems like a lot of people. So
that looks like more than 150 at least. That's right, 340 plus consolidators and forwarders. Oh, was there a shift? No shift in the leaderboard.
Wow.
All right. Do you know which company Matt Young, our panel speaker from New Zealand, represents? He's actually from Australia, just living in New Zealand. I just want to I think he made that clear earlier. I'll just reemphasize that now as well. Okay, looks like Sam is gonna, let's see, one last question to see if he'll hold on to his lead. Najib Kalapadan, Managing Director of EFS Logistics Company, is based in which country? And the answer is Saudi Arabia, and I think everyone got that correct. And now for a little bonus question, what's the first word that comes to mind when you think of LCL and consolidation? I hope they're good words. First word that comes to your mind. There are no wrong answers here, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. It's just an opinion poll.
Bonus round.
Bonus round, correct. Terminal, LCL, global, faster response, cost efficient, Neptune, transparency, good game, cost sharing, cheap
Yes.
and best, and service. All right, awesome. And in third place, we have Sarath. And in second, Mike.
Oh,
And first,
our first place winner. Congratulations to Sam Fresh Still. You have scored your premium airport pickup for our Neptune conference in Istanbul, and our team will reach out to you soon. So a huge thank you to everyone who joined in and played along today. We had an absolute blast, and we hope you did too. We'd also love for you to get in touch with today's speakers, so their contact information is right on your screen. Don't hesitate to reach out for any follow-up questions, collaborations, or just to keep the conversation going.
That's right. But before we go, we'd appreciate it if you could take just a couple minutes to complete a short poll. Your feedback is always invaluable in helping us improve our future panel discussions.
That's right, and we really appreciate your time today. Once again, a huge thank you to all our panelists and to you as well, our amazing audience. Stay connected, and we look forward to seeing you at our next event.
That's right. Have a great day, everyone, and goodbye for now.